Good morning, welcome to summer. Yesterday was my kids' first official day of summer. As you guys may know, we surprise them with the first day of summer every year. They never know when it's officially gonna be. I have a plan for our school year, and then when we get toward the end, I figure out what they need to finish up and have them kind of wrap certain things up without them knowing. And that's what we did. So John was home yesterday, so we surprised them yesterday with a big first day of summer party. Not a big party. It was actually very simple this year. In years past, I would do a big thing where I'd put out a list and they'd make a summer bucket list and they'd have like summer games and summer all this stuff. This year, I've been pulling back on a lot of things, and this was one of them. So we put a bunch of pool floats out that we had gotten a few weeks ago. We went on a date night a few weeks ago, and I was just like so excited. He's like, "Why are you so happy?" And I'm like, "Because I think I figured out when we're gonna finish school." So he and I went to the store that night and got a bunch of pool floats, and I was like, "Okay, I've got these ready whenever I officially pull the trigger on this." So put out a bunch of pool floats. We always have s'mores for breakfast on the first day of summer. That's like the mark of the surprise. They know it's officially summer because there's s'mores on the table when they wake up. And then I put out one STEM kit that I purchased for each of them, which I'll link below, those kits. So I got Annie like a lip gloss, beeswax lip gloss lab. I got Bella an organic science kit. Jessie got an outdoor science lab, and Eli got a weather watchers lab. So I put all that out, and then they have that to do here in summertime. So anywho, today's our first day. We did that on the weekend. We don't usually do that, but John has men's ministry first thing in the morning, sometimes during the week, and so he had to go there this morning, so I didn't want him to miss the surprise. So today I'm really excited because after we head to the beach for a little bit, we're just gonna go for a little bit this morning. They're a little beached out. We've done a lot of beaching this week. We're gonna pop over there for a bit, and when we come home after lunch today, I'm gonna set up a book tasting, which my friend Mindy, who runs Redefining School, she's done this for my kids in the past and they absolutely love it. She's done it when they do literature circles and co-op. And so I'm gonna set that up, and I'm excited to show you guys what that looks like and how I'm gonna make that work for our summer reading. So today's like our kickoff to summer reading. The kids have seen me compiling the books for the last couple of weeks. I've been borrowing books from friends. Some books I've purchased because I want all of my kids to read them eventually. I want to read them eventually. And so I've got like this book tasting sheet to put out for them, and they're gonna take a peek at some of the books, do a little sample of some of the books, and decide what they want to read this summer. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. It's the reason I wanted to vlog today, to get to that point. So I'm gonna skip all the big morning intros and just kind of like push you along to that point of our day, because I'm really excited about that. I think it's a fun summer idea no matter what age your kids are. And yeah, so I will see you in just a bit. I'm literally still in my pajamas, and I've been awake for like 2 hours. I'm feeling all the summer vibes right now. I'm ready for this.
I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. I know you don't wanna face it. You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire.
All right, guys, we are a disaster zone today, but we're moving forward. The kids are outside playing taco, cat, goat, cheese pizza, whatever. I just printed our literature circle book review. Here's a little sneak peek of our bookshelves. Can't wait to share our homeschool room with you guys soon. Anyway, so I am getting ready to do a book tasting for the kids. Now, this is something that, you know what, I'm gonna flip this around and chat with you. All right, my hair is actually one giant tangle from the beach, but it is what it is. So I got this from my friend who owns Redefining School. They're having so much fun out there playing that game. Excuse the noise. And if you aren't familiar, this is actually, when this is going up, there will be like 2 days left to sign up for her middle school literature survey for the year. So if you have a 5th through a 9th grader and you haven't signed up for that, I will link it down below if you're interested. But she has lots of options this coming year, including literature circles, where you can do like almost like a book club type of thing online with your roles assigned to you, and you collaborate with other students. And she also has a bunch of different creative writing courses. So 5th to 9th grade parents, check it out. Her prices are also a family price, so if you have a couple kids in that age range, you only pay the same price for both of them. Anywho, she has these available. If you follow her on Instagram and DM her, you can get these. And I asked her for them because my kids really love this. She is in our co-op, and so when we do literature circles in our co-op, she puts these out. Now, the whole point is she'll spread a bunch of books out, and she goes above and beyond and puts like a little sampling of some food or fruit or something that kind of goes along with the theme of that book. She'll put that out with the book so you can actually like kind of snack while you take a look at the books. And she'll set it up to where you kind of rotate around the table looking at these different books, and she'll make it look like a menu and you know, like you're in a restaurant with like the fine dining settings. I'm gonna do something for my kids, but it's not gonna be that elaborate. This is just a fun thing, because what she usually does is she does this for the group as a whole, and everyone looks at the same books and then ranks them. They use these sheets, they kind of write a few things about it that so they'll write like number of pages if they've read the book, who the author is and the title so they remember, and some notes they want to take. And then at the end, they will rank like 1 through 10 if they want to read the book. And then she'll take all that paperwork and split them up and assign them to different groups based on who wants to read what, and tries to give them one of their top choices. Now, what I'm doing is I'm doing this separately for each of my kids, so I'm gonna call them out one at a time. I have chosen quite a few books for my kids to read this summer. I want them to each read 10 of my assigned books, so we're gonna do this 2 times this summer. I'm gonna choose their first 5 today, then I'll give them another selection of books, and they can choose their next 5 mid-summer. And then they'll also get to read their own books this summer, things they find at the library and all that. And then some of the other books that I've borrowed or purchased are gonna be assigned to them during the school year. So it's kind of more a matter of like what order they wanna read things in, but I'm letting them have a little choice here. And then when I look at their note pages, it'll help me when I'm making decisions for other books that I'm gonna assign them as well. So I've chosen quite a few books. I think I'm gonna put out like 8 to 10 for each kid today. Call them out, give them each like 15 minutes to kind of look through all of them at the table. I'll put out a little treat and like some tea and stuff. And then they can write down all their notes, and then I'll change the books to another kid. Some of the kids share some of the books, like Bella and Jessie have a couple of books that I'm putting out for each of them to look at. Jessie and Eli have a couple books that I'm putting out for each of them to look at. Then I'll take these pages and they can start reading their books tomorrow when we start our like summer programming here at the house, where we kind of follow the same schedule as often as we are home this summer. So that's how I'm gonna choose the books that they're gonna read this summer. I'll go ahead and set this up, and then I'll give you a peek at what it's gonna look like. All right, I've got some tea boiling for the kids. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a little afternoon latte here. Nothing really wears me out like a beach day. I don't know if you can tell, but we have a little bit more space on our counter. I'll show you, give you another little peek at what else has been going on besides the bookshelves. I'm like holding it back because I've got so much I want to share with you, but I'm just not. Everything's got some finishing touches, so I feel like I've been like holding back some videos and filming some parts of my house that I really want to film. So here's another little sneak peek. This has got a little ways to go here, but look at the pantry's coming along. I'm very excited. I think I'll actually be able to do that video quite soon. Just have to get it organized a little bit, but I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm too excited. Look how beautiful the countertops are. We've got some stuff out here already, and oh, I just have so many things I'm excited to share. I think I'm gonna sit down and film a life update video soon because so much has been going on, and kind of like ready to get back to routine here on YouTube and explain like some of the break that I've been on. You guys might not have noticed the break. I notice it big time because it's a big shift in like the content I've been making and the consistency of my videos, but I'm super excited to kind of be getting back into rhythm here. But I've got a lot to share, like about what's been going on around here and what we've been up to. So this is how we're set up. Bella's first. I just made a big pot of tea and then I put some little candies out. But like I said, the way that Mindy encourages this to be done is to put out a little, like something that would represent this food, or some food that would represent each book. So she gets really creative, and I'm doing this for each of my kids. So it's like, if I might do this in the fall for some read aloud options, and maybe I'll do that then, like put out specific candies that represent each book or something, just to make it more fun. But we're just gonna go ahead and put out a little something fun as she samples the books. So I have like 25 books that I want her to read this year. So I just kind of went through and picked at random. I tried to make it a mixture of like some fiction books, some mystery, some historical, some classic, things like that. So I just grabbed the first little selection that I found, and then when we do this again, the second part of the summer, I'll have different books, and then whatever she doesn't choose this summer will be mixed into her assigned reading in her freshman year. So I've got Johnny Tremaine, Island of the Blue Dolphins, The Robe, Ella Enchanted, Hidden Figures, Murder on the Orient Express, North to Freedom, Anne of Green Gables, and Tuck Everlasting. And then, like I said, some tea, a couple of sweets. I'm gonna have her set her timer, and then she'll go through here, write the title, author, number of pages, whether she's read it, some notes, and at the end of looking through all 9 of them, she will rank them 1st through 9th, and then I will go through and based on some of her notes and things, make a decision on which ones she's gonna read. And is there anything else I wanted to say? Oh yeah, I just picked 9 because there were only 9 on this sheet, but I think it might have overwhelmed her if I put out like 20 anyway. So that is how we're setting this up. So I'll show you each of my kids' selections, and then kind of tell you at the end what they chose. And then here we are with Jessie's selections. Now again, some of these are crossed over. These are all a combination of suggestions from friends, books I've been meaning to read aloud but haven't gotten to, and there's tons of books: Honey for a Teen's Heart, Honey for a Child's Heart, Read Aloud Family, and then another one that was that inspired her to write Read Aloud Family. I can't remember what it was. I will link some of the books that I get book suggestions from below. Then I just reset new teacup, new candy, and new paper. So here we go. Okay, all right, we are ready for Mr. Eli. So new tea, new candy, and then here are his books. Now he loves books about animals, so I kind of went that direction a little bit. That tends to be what he gravitates toward. I also mixed in a book about grief for him. He also has some similar books to his brother. I actually got 2 copies of this from friends because I'm fairly certain they're both gonna choose that as one of their top ones. And this is what I kind of chose for his mystery. All my kids really like mysteries, and he's obviously not ready for Agatha Christie books yet, so that's what I chose for him. So here are his selections, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer now for him. Okay, and last but not least, we have Annie. Now, I only chose 5 for Annie, and these are books I'm gonna read with her this summer, so I already kind of wrote them down here, and she just has to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I picked just a handful of books. She likes to look through like our Lift the Flap books and things like that, and picture books during her quiet time, and she has some early readers and things, but I thought this would be a way to include her and books that she and I will read at bedtime. So we've got Animal Stories for Bedtime, The Giving Tree, James Herriot's Treasury for Children, Charlotte's Web, and the Tales of Winnie the Pooh, and then candy, tea, and her book. I'm not setting a timer for her because she'd be stressed out. So she's gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna look through everyone's papers. I am sitting at karate, baby sleeping in the back seat. Kids who are not in karate are inside grabbing snacks from the snack bar, and people are in the parking lot, able to see my camera, which is a little awkward. I'm going through the kids' papers, and I took a picture of Annie's. So like I mentioned, Annie's is going to be something she and I are reading together. Her choices, in order, which surprised me, she first picked Charlotte's Web. The second book was Usborne's Animal Stories for Bedtime, which is like a collection of short stories that involve animals, like The Three Little Pigs is in there. James Herriot's Treasury for Children was number 3. 4th was Winnie the Pooh, and The Giving Tree was 5th. And I was surprised because I thought Winnie the Pooh would be like her first one. So then Bella said, oh, Annie, you like Charlotte's Web best? Because she put that for number 1. She said, nope, I saved the best for last. So it's like reverse order. So her order of favorites is actually The Giving Tree, Winnie the Pooh, James Herriot's Treasury for Children, Animal Stories for Bedtime, and Charlotte's Web. But she did it in reverse order because she's apparently all about the delayed gratification, which is hilarious because that's also how Jesse and Eli were. So I was chatting on the way here and asking them, which like, oh, tell me your top pick. Like I haven't looked at their papers yet. So like, what's your top pick? And they told me, and they were like, but Mom, can you give us our least pick first so that we have something to look forward to most? So they're all apparently that way. Although Bella was like, I can't wait to read Johnny Tremaine, which is her first one. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the 9 that they chose, and I'm going to pick 5 based on books that I really want them to read right now, and but based on their rating. So I'm not just assigning them in order, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to pick 5 of them, and then the ones that don't get added to the mix are going to go into their list for next school year, like assigned reading for next school year. Because then we're gonna do another 9 midway through the summer, and I'm gonna pick 5 more of those for them. And then again, like, so we'll have a total of 8 heading into the fall that I'm just gonna kind of give them at random throughout the year. So I'm gonna tell you what each of their top couple picks were, and then a couple of things that surprised me. So I'm looking at Bella's. Her number 1 was Johnny Tremaine. Number 2 was The Robe, which I think she chose that mostly because I've talked that book up. That one's actually hard to come by. I had to find it used. My dad didn't have the copy anymore that we had when I was a kid. Island of the Blue Dolphins is one that I'm excited for her to read, and I thought that may be one of her top picks. What did surprise me is the fact that Murder on the Orient Express is her least favorite. Now, we just did literature circles in co-op, and there was a group that chose Agatha Christie books, and a lot of them loved them. She has friends who have read Murder on the Orient Express, and they have enjoyed it. So I was actually pretty surprised that she did not want to read that one. Yeah, Anne of Green Gables. What is NTF? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So yeah, we're gonna start her with her top couple picks here, and then I'm gonna rotate around some. What was NTF? I can't remember. North to Freedom. Okay. Wait, that was her 4th. Yeah, she does love. I figured she might. She's interested in that period in history. Okay, and then this one is Jesse's top pick with Murder on the Orient Express. He specifically requested more Agatha Christie books this summer, so I figured that'd be his top one. And then I was surprised when he said he doesn't want to read it first though, because he wants to build up to it, which I love that about my kids, that they like that. Surprised me that Hatchet was 4th. Bronze Bow was 8th. I might override that and make him still read that this summer. Chasing Lincoln's Killer was number 2, so he's kind of into all that. So 1st and 2nd was Murder on the Orient Express, Chasing Lincoln's Killer, and The K. He said he was really torn between The K and Hatchet. So those were his top 4. Hatchet was 4th. And then Eli's, I thought the one about grief, the one about grandmother, was like Sun and Spoon, would be up there on his list, especially because it's a smaller book, but it was a no for him. He swapped out The Boys King Arthur for Lemonade War because he saw it when I was moving Jesse's thing and stack, and he was interested. And he said he's not interested in Boys King Arthur as summer reading because he wants to take his time with it. And I will be assigning that to them because we'll be in medieval times next year for history. So his top was Shiloh. I knew it would be because this year he read a lot of animal stories. He read Charlotte's Web, he read Stuart Little, he read Because of Winn-Dixie, he read Rascal. I figured like Shiloh or Gentle Ben would be his favorites, and they were Shiloh and Gentle Ben. Then the Fox book, which was, it's not about a fox, it's about, I think it's about sled dogs, or I can't remember. The Borrowers. Hardy Boys was number 5. I guess he's not super interested in mysteries right now. So, yeah. Then the one he was least interested in was My Side of the Mountain. The one that Jesse was least interested in was The Borrowers. That surprised me too. So, anyway, Bella was very honest. She's like, I am not interested in mystery at all. She is very sensitive, so that was why she said absolutely no to Murder on the Orient Express. Yeah, so I guess that's where we're at there. And like I said, anything that that I don't choose as the 5 that I'm assigning them this summer will go into the rotation, because all the books that I laid out have something to do with their education. There's a reason I want them each to read those. And I'm doing a whole batch of different books the second round through, because like I said, I have so many. So anyway, I'm gonna give my sister a call, chat with her. John's calling me. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, it's taco pizza for dinner tonight. So you just roll out a couple cans of whatever crescent dough you prefer. We like Annie's brand. We've done Crescent brand. What's the Crescent roll brand? Pillsbury. What is it called? We've done Walmart brand. Whatever you have on hand, although I will say that Annie's brand is a little sweeter, so just keep that in mind. For some reason, it's got like a sweet taste to it, I think. And then you mix up 1 block of cream cheese and about a cup of sour cream, although I've doubled it because this is especially my boys' like favorite meal. And after you bake the 2 cans of the crescent dough on a sheet, then you spread it with that, then you top it with some seasoned ground beef or ground turkey and all of your taco toppings, so cheese, lettuce, tomato, anything like that. So yep, that's what's for dinner tonight. I'm gonna get this all topped up and we are gonna serve it with sugar. All right.
Wow.
Yummy, guys?
Yeah.
Right. Ooh. That's okay.
Thanks, Annie. All right, we have 1 man left standing here. We were watching a documentary. My dad's been coming over for dinner every night, and he and John got to talking tonight, so I just put a documentary on for the kids. Typically, this has been our date night each week, but this week we had a long weekend and we were out of town and we just decided we didn't want to go out to dinner. But John and I are people who, like, if we eat dinner out once or twice in a row, we're like, no more eating out for the rest of the week, because it's just like our stomachs can't handle it. So anyway, we decided to reschedule tonight's date night for another night this week. So we are gonna finish this animal documentary and head to bed and start fresh tomorrow. I'm gonna put out their books tonight for them to wake up to tomorrow and see what I chose for them. They're very excited about that, right, Eli? You excited to see what book?
I'm excited to see what book.
Oh, here she is. What book do you hope it is? Yeah.
Gentle Ben. I hope.
Gentle Ben, okay.
I hope that.
Are you also wanting to not have your top pick be the first one?
Yeah.
Eli?
I want my top pick to be my last one maybe, but I want to read it.
Our couch hit the wall. Okay, all right, so anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed that little day in the life, but mostly a peek at how we're doing summer reading this year. I hope it was inspiring, and thank you so much, Mindy from Redefining School, for the idea. I'm gonna put a link below to her website Just as a reminder that signups for that close this week when I post this video. So if you guys have a 5th through 9th grader and you guys want to do the middle school literature survey, this is your only chance before she closes enrollment for the fall semester.
I want my first one to be the tree one.
You do?
Yeah.
The giving tree? Okay, well, we'll see. All right, guys, I hope you had a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.